That name on that fuel tank, Karizma, it needs no introduction. It's a motorcycle that introduced a vast majority of us to fully fared motorcycles. It was the first super sport motorcycle for the masses, if you remember. Now, this is the all-new Karizma XMR in its all-new avatar. This is an all-new motorcycle. It has a lot riding on its shoulder, as you can tell, because it has got that legendary nameplate, and we are riding it today. So, does it live up to the hype? Does it do justice to that Karizma brand name? Well, we are riding it today, so let's find out. What I love about the new Karizma is its design. It is its main USP because it definitely looks like a sporty motorcycle. This is a super sport. It has got the dimensions spot on. It looks proportionate from all angles, and I think in this yellow shade, it definitely stands out. Now, this is not a fully fared motorcycle as such, in the sense it doesn't give you that sporty bike element, but the fairing is nicely integrated. It has got these loud XMR graphics over here. It has got this 3D Karizma printed on the tank. It has got the dual tone theme going for it, and it definitely stands out. The only thing is, if you view it from the back, it is a little slim, in the sense it's not a very bulky looking motorcycle, and I think after all this time you expect Hero to have given it more muscle in that sense. So it is a very lean, mean machine sort of a thing. But yeah, proportions I absolutely love, because there's no bad angle to this motorcycle. Wherever you view it from, it looks like a sporty motorcycle. The exhaust, the foot pegs positioning is quite neutral, and the fairing is nice. It has got full LED headlamps, in fact full LED lighting. It has got projector lamps as well. So everything is very up to date. It looks like a proper motorcycle, like I said over and over again. It has got fat tires, and I think in this segment it definitely will stand out. Like I said, this yellow paint option is quite unique. You've also got a matte black and a red shade, so they also pop out, and this motorcycle definitely has a lot going for it in the looks department. Now let's quickly take a look at all the features and equipment that you get with this motorcycle. So you've got this windscreen, which is adjustable. You've got this nice button over here, so you can lift it like this and you can put it down also. So again, that's a very clever touch. And you've got this TFT screen over here. It is quite bright, but daylight visibility, well, you would suffer because it's not really that clear and it's not really visible. So if you're riding it in direct sunlight, you'll struggle to read all the bits that are being shown here. So that's one thing. Other than that, you've got clip-on handlebars, so you can adjust them. You've got a USB port here to charge your phone. And then you've also got these buttons over here to navigate through the menu of the screen. The other thing is, of course, everything feels quite nice, but the fit and finish, I think it could have been better, especially given the segment it's competing in. Like there are these exposed wells over here, and even here, the plastic quality, it is acceptable, but it's not the best in business for sure. But overall, I think the Karizma XMR, with all these bits, especially design wise and features and equipment also, it is a great motorcycle, a great package overall. Now, if you talk about comfort and practicality and accessibility, I think this is a very easy motorcycle to hop on, and it fits like a glove in that respect, because it is a very small, a very compact motorcycle. It has a wheelbase of around 1351 millimeters. The seat height is 810 millimeters, so it is quite accessible in that sense. It only weighs around 163.5 kilograms, so it is a light motorcycle relatively. And the saddle is also quite large and spacious, so you can sit here very comfortably. And the tank is also quite compact. It's 11 liters in capacity, and it's also very neatly designed. It has got these nice knee recesses, so you can hold the bike really comfortably. It gives you that sort of grip on the motorcycle. It is very nicely done. The ergonomics are very comfortable. Like I said, it has got clip-on bars, but otherwise it's a very neutrally positioned motorcycle, in the sense the foot pegs are quite neutrally placed. It's not going to put a lot of weight on your wrist while riding, like say how the Yamaha R15 does. So it's not that committed for sure. So for the rider, yes, it's very comfortable, very practical. There's a large saddle. The ergonomics are quite relaxed. But for the pillion, well, you are going to suffer. That's because the seat is quite small for the pillion. So apart from your near and dear ones or your girlfriend who wants to hug you all the time, it is going to be a little bit of a compromise sitting over here. Let's talk about the heart of the matter, which is a 210cc single-cylinder 4-valve DOHC liquid-cooled engine on this motorcycle. So this is an all new engine. This is Hero's first power plant that's been liquid cooled. In terms of power output and torque, it produces around 25.2 bhp and 20.4 Newton meters of torque. Quite healthy numbers, and Hero says this is the best in the segment. That's true because it is technically a 200cc motorcycle. But that's on paper stuff. What about the real world? Well, we didn't get to ride this motorcycle too much today because we had limited time. We only got to ride it for around 2 to 3 hours in Gurgaon's traffic. But of course, we found this nice road around here, so we were able to give it the beans. Now, in terms of performance, well, this is not an outright thriller. First of all, let me put that aside. If you're expecting it to be super sporty, it's not that. This engine has a very linear power delivery in the sense it has got a strong mid-low range, in the sense 2500 to 4000 RPM. It has got that poke. But above that, there is a bit of a flat spot till 4000 to 6000 RPM. In the sense, if you whack the throttle open between 4000 to 6000 RPM, you will notice that there is a drop in performance, in the sense it doesn't just go and then it starts to pick up again from 6000 to around 9000 RPM, which is where it develops its peak horsepower. So that's something that I noticed while riding this motorcycle in the city and even on open roads. That's one thing that I noticed. Now again, like I said, the engine is not a thriller, but that doesn't mean it's underpowered. And that's because it has got ample performance to offer wherever you're riding it, especially in the city. I thought the engine is very tractable. It has got a lot going for it. Plus the gearing is also quite short. So you really enjoy riding this motorcycle in the city. You don't even mind working the gearbox. Because of its short ratio gearbox, it is quite fun to ride as well. Now the gearbox action, yes, it could have been better, but I think this is a brand new motorcycle. So after running it in, I think probably it will have smoother action, but I felt it was a little notchy right now. It also gets an assist and slipper clutch, so the clutch action is quite light if you're riding it in the city. So as a city motorcycle, it definitely shines, but like I said, it's not a thriller. It has got performance, but it really doesn't kind of make you feel alive. It is just a quick, fast sort of motorcycle for A to B sort of commute. Another thing is, for the large part, it is a very refined motor, but at high RPMs, above 5000 or 6000 RPM, it does feel a little vibey, especially the tank. There are vibrations, the handlebar also, there are some vibrations, but overall, it is, in the larger scheme of things, a refined motor. So overall, if I have to sum it up, I'd say the engine performance is quite subdued. It is a very nice engine in the sense it has got poke everywhere, but is it an outright thriller? Well, no, that's not the answer. I just say that the performance, well, it doesn't quite match the looks, in the sense it does fall a little short from what I was expecting.
The Karizma XMR features an all-new steel trellis frame. The suspension setup, however, comprises conventional telescopic front fork instead of an upside-down unit, which is a bit of a downer. And that's surprising because even the smaller and recently launched Hero Extreme 160R 4V gets KYB inverted forks, while the XMR doesn't. That said, barring the Yamaha R15, none of the Karizma's rivals get USD forks either. But it would have been nice if Hero had offered inverted forks with the new Karizma. At the rear, shock-absorbing duties are taken care of by a preload adjustable monoshock. Due to our limited time with the motorcycle, we couldn't really put the Karizma through its paces. However, on the barren, uneven roads in and around Gurgaon, it was evident that the Karizma's suspension has been tuned for a supple and comfy ride quality. It's got a well-damped ride with a slight hint of firmness. And as for its handling, we didn't get a chance to throw it around sharp bends, but it does feel light and agile and dips into corners effortlessly. In traffic, it doesn't feel cumbersome or unwieldy. What could have been better though is the brake feel and performance. Despite featuring a large 300mm disc up at the front and a 230mm disc at the back, the setup doesn't offer enough bite. And this is particularly evident when you're doing triple-digit speeds and want to shed speed quickly. Dual-channel ABS is standard though, and this makes it the first Hero motorcycle to get it.
So overall, I think the Karizma, it is a job well done. The XMR, it definitely lives up to the hype. It is a very well packaged motorcycle. Of course, it does miss out on a couple of things, like you don't get USD forks and you expect it to be priced even lower, although the pricing is quite aggressive. But it is a motorcycle that has got the balance right. In the sense, on one hand, you've got the Yamaha R15, which is quite pricey, but it's also more sporty, in the sense it has got that sporty race bike sort of riding experience. And on the other side, it has got a bigger motorcycle, which is the Gixxer 250 SF. Now that's a motorcycle that has got slightly more power, more engine capacity, and it also is priced around the same ballpark. It's 10,000 or 15,000 more than this motorcycle. So it has got two very strong and established rivals. And I think, and that's where I'm coming at, because this motorcycle, it has the balance of both the motorcycles. The Gixxer, it has got that sort of performance, but it's not that pricey, and it has got a lot more features. Plus it has got a brand pull. Karizma, in India at least, I think it has better brand pull than a Suzuki Gixxer. So the Karizma has an advantage on that front. And as compared to the R15, it's not as committed, or it's not as sporty. So overall, if you think about its pricing also, it's priced at 1.73 lakh ex-showroom, that's introductory. So it's sitting bang in the middle of the R15 and the Suzuki Gixxer SF250. And it is that sort of bike because it can do a little bit of that also, and it can do a little bit of this, as in the Gixxer side, comfortable, reliable, smooth, and the sporty side, it has got the R15. So I think this is a nice balance of both those worlds. And in a word, I'd say that's the word for the Karizma. Like the first gen Karizma was, it wasn't outright sporty. It had that sort of charm. This motorcycle, I think it takes the game forward, and it does exactly what the old Karizma did. It has the right balance, and I think for the pricing, it is a great value for money proposition. But having said that, I would have preferred to ride it a little more around some corners where I can exploit the true performance of this motorcycle. That's the only thing that's stopping me to give a full verdict on this motorcycle, because I have this itch to ride this motorcycle around a racetrack or around some twisties. So let's hope we get the motorcycle soon, and we'll give you a full road test review very soon.